So, communication, is it really that hard? Comprehension. Now, comprehension is the action or capability of understanding something, i.e., some won't have the least comprehension of what I'm trying to do. And this is actually pretty interesting because I look at a lot of aspects of communication. I've said, people listen to respond versus listening to understand. Sometimes they're just defensive, ready to jump the gun, but I think some people just do not comprehend what people are saying. Another definition by Merriam-Webster says comprehension definition is the act or action of grasping with the intellect, understanding. Because when you look at some of these conversations, especially between men and women, what you start learning is the aspect of comprehension. Like, it really blows my mind when you really think about the process in which people communicate and how they comprehend it. Like, you can say one thing and someone actually hears something completely different because they're not comprehending or understanding what words you actually use. So they have to jump the gun and go somewhere way harsher or totally left from what you actually said. Some people don't even comprehend what they're actually saying when they make a conversation. Prime example, story time. I'm gonna tell you this, right? So I'm going to buy some soil because I'm working on this garden, right? And while I'm getting this bag, this lady sees my hair. She was like, "Oh, I really like your waves. They look nice." I'm like, thank you. I'm, trying to do my thing with them. Then all of a sudden she goes like, "Oh, my friend has a black lab, and on the lower half of his fur, it's starting to wave, just like that." And I just laughed and I said, "Thank you. Have a good day." She didn't even comprehend that she said my hair looks similar to a dog's. Like, she compared my hair to a dog's. I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. But the look on her face, I guess the level of excitement, I don't even know. Like, just because she had something in common in her mind, she didn't comprehend that she was insulting me in the process. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, wow. That's all I could think in my head was wow. So that's what I mean by comprehension. A lot of times you'll hear people communicate with one another, and for some reason it becomes more complex. And if for some reason I don't get why it happens, I can watch a conversation go for 30 minutes, right? Watch two people have a conversation, converse about something, and as you're watching it, you know what the answer is, or you understand what the initial person started with. But because some person wants to argue, or they just don't want to listen, or they can't understand it, they'll do about this giant runaround because they're deflecting questions, they're not answering, all of those things. By the time they get to the end of it, they end up agreeing with what the person said initially. But because they couldn't comprehend what the person was saying, you have to do this roundabout, drug out thing. And that's what happens a lot of times with some people. Like, you have to have patience. And some people don't have the patience to communicate with one another because some people get outlandish with it, emotional, dramatic. They let the emotions run the conversation instead of logic. So that's why they're unable to comprehend it. And that's where comprehension becomes the issue. That's why I'm starting to think, is communication really that hard? So, let me know your thoughts. Do you think communication is really that hard? Do you think comprehension is an issue? Or could I just be throwing spaghetti at a wall that's not sticking yet? But let me know. Remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Show your boy love. Keep it pushing. All right, everybody? Peace.